Welcome everybody to by far the dumbest show on the internet, the dumbest smart show, Drink and Grow Rich, where Friday at 3:30, drink some beers and answer some questions. Today I'm giving out $50 for whoever asked the best question. So up in the antes a little bit. I was also live on Clubhouse, which if any of you guys heard of Clubhouse, but I was doing that on my phone and I was on the iPad and the iPad wasn't connecting. So next week on Clubhouse. But cheers everybody. Happy Friday. Who's heard of Clubhouse? Like, Brandon, I know you can't get it because you're on an Android, right?
Yeah, the best.
But have you seen people talking about it?
No.
You haven't?
Until you...
Like, you haven't seen anyone on Twitter talking about Clubhouse? Mm-hmm. Like, that guy, like, Brandon Hatcher, who we were going to have on the podcast before. Like,
yeah.
I saw him tweet something like, on Clubhouse, I like the smaller groups instead of the bigger groups. Like, and, like, all these, like, Bitcoin people are always, like, creating podcasts or Clubhouses. Ooh. So if you don't know what Clubhouse is, it's a new app. And every time there's a new app that people are talking about that's getting a lot of attention, that's like a social media app, the smart thing to do is download it, get it, and like start playing around with it to understand like how it works. And what Clubhouse is basically, like, cheers, Yari. For what I learned about Clubhouse so far, it's basically like you create a group and then anyone can join, and it's all audio. And you can set some people to be the audience, some people to be the talkers. And if you're in the audience, you're allowed to like raise your hand and ask a question. And it seems like I'm just surprised that so many people are into it. And I think if like you're gonna go on iTunes or Spotify and like listen to stuff, I think you can go to Clubhouse and tune into like different Clubhouse groups that would be like essentially a podcast. What's the shittiest beer you've ever had? I'm talking like one sip was way more than enough.
That's a good question.
Guinness beer.
Really?
I hate Guinness beer. I'm Irish. I have Irish pride. But Guinness beer is just so thick and disgusting and gross. And I personally believe that anyone who likes Guinness beer is lying. And they're saying it because they want to be like Irish or something. So Guinness beer is the worst beer I ever had. I can never have more than a sip. You know my favorite beer, Blue Moon. I love the color. I love the taste.
When did you have your first Blue Moon?
When did I have my first Blue Moon? I don't know.
College?
I don't know. I feel like in college we didn't really drink like nice beer. We just had like Natty Light and like Busch and like just the cheapest beers.
You never had Bud?
Yeah, I don't know. Just whatever was the cheapest. Not like Bud Heavy, no.
Yeah.
Like maybe Bud Light, but like we just get the cheapest, lightest beer, and that was what we drank in college. It didn't matter. Now that I'm older and more sophisticated, I'm much more likely to drink something that tastes good and Blue Moon.
So you should announce the new prize.
I also have washout wheat. I gotta put all these. Oh yeah, I usually put all these. Usually stage all these beers in front of me. What'd you say, Brandon? Tell me as I take another chug. Cheers, everybody.
Announce the new prize.
The new prize?
Yeah.
So whoever wins today's Drink and Grow Rich. If you're new to Drink and Grow Rich, always pick a winner. And the winner can get $50, whoever asked the best question. In the past, it was enough money for whatever six-pack you like. But only a few people ever like sent me a picture. They're like, I actually bought the six-pack. So I'm not going to make you go do a chore and buy something. But yeah, cheers. And like we just finished our last podcast with David. If any of you guys listened to that, I did 10 episodes with one of my best friends from college and Brandon. And we just talked about like random stuff to kind of mix it up from just entrepreneurship and interviewing business people. And I said from the very beginning that we were going to do 10 episodes like this, the 70s. It was episode 70 to 79. And we just did the last one and it was heart-wrenching. We finished our little streak. I'll send the pic for sure. All right, Ricka's Drodrak, you're in the lead right now. If you could own Tesla, what unnecessary features would you add to the car? Well, they already have a bunch of unnecessary features like the fart noise, and you can hit a button and have it get in Rainbow Road mode and it'll do like an SNL skit behind it. It's It's got a lot of annoying, dumb features. But I just learned that there's a new thing on there where I think we can watch Netflix and YouTube. And like me and Shelby learned about like 2 days ago, but we haven't had time to like check it again. Because every time if you pull up the browser, because you can go to the internet on the big screen and go to YouTube, like you can't watch videos. But I think we might be able to watch Netflix on there. So I got to play around with that. So I was gonna say watch Netflix would be awesome in the Tesla, but I think they already have that. So very dangerous. If you were tested for COVID with no symptoms, would you still go to work? I would, but I'd probably tell Brandon, who's the only one over at my office, and my office right now is currently away from everyone. So I would stay isolated. I would still come to work, but I wouldn't be near anybody. But the real thing there is I wouldn't get tested for no reason.
Yeah, I don't think you would.
You know, like, I think like with the vaccine and the tests, like, give it to other people who need it. Like, I'm all right. But the dangerous part, I guess, is if you have it and you don't have any symptoms and you don't know that you have it and you're spreading it to people, apparently that's bad. So that's why you want to stay distance and everything. And I probably wouldn't get the test for no reason. Like, it already seems like a hassle to get. You got the test recently, right? Mm-hmm. What do you got to do?
Go to CVS.
CVS?
You got to schedule it the next day. You can get to drive in the drive-through, and it usually takes a while.
That's not that bad, though.
It's really not. It really
yeah, that's actually not. It's just CVS.
You just go to CVS and go to the drive-thru.
So you go to CVS, and what do you and then you go to the cashier and you say, I want one COVID test?
You go to the drive-thru and they give you the bag what has the little
But like
thing.
the CVS on this up here doesn't have a drive-thru.
Yeah, you got to go to the one on Orange Grove.
Okay, you have to go to one with the drive-thru?
Yeah.
That actually kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
So you go to the drive-thru, you say, I want a COVID test.
Yeah.
And
we have to schedule a day ahead.
Okay, so online you schedule it.
Yeah.
So then you get there, and they give you what?
The bag with the thing that goes up your nose, and they tell you how to do it, and you have to like swivel around your nose for 15 seconds.
And you do it like right there in the park in the.
Yeah, and they have to watch you do it to make sure you're doing it right.
Okay.
And then you put it back in the test tube. You close it up. You get like a wipe so you can lift the box up to drop it in,
and then they email you the results.
Yeah,
Dude, that's actually pretty damn easy.
Yeah.
So maybe I would get it if I thought about it, but interesting. I just haven't got a test. Did you buy your own shirts, or does your wife pick your style? Shelby buys me a lot of shirts, but I have gone online and bought a lot of shirts for myself. The one time I went and bought a bunch of shirts and they were too big, and like Shelby's always like, "Don't buy them, like they're too big." So I have trouble with just the logistics, like the basics, because I'm like, I need to buy shirts. Then I'll put a reminder on my phone, like buy shirts. Then I'm shopping for shirts, and I'm like, this is annoying, and I just like pick some and like check out, and generally, Shelby buys them, to be honest. What is one lie that you this was Rachel. She said, what is one lie that you tell yourself the most often? Dude, I don't lie to myself at all.
She's trying with that money. That's what she's trying.
I mean, anything,
Rachel.
Anything that is a lie that I would tell myself would be something that I want and believe that will come true in the future. A lie that I tell myself. I don't tell myself any lies, like dead serious. Like I guess, see, if I didn't know, if I was like lying to myself and I didn't know, then I wouldn't know. But also, I just don't lie to myself ever. It's like one of the worst things you can do. And I don't know, sometimes I exaggerate to myself. Any lie I say is like, everything will be great, or I'm going to be super successful. Like, it's things that are projections that maybe could turn into lies if they don't turn out to be true. But no, I don't lie to myself. And I can't even answer that question because it's a fundamental principle belief inside of me is to never lie to yourself, ever. So I don't. Are you happier when you have lots of options or happier when your options are limited? That's a good question. I think the answer to that is not something that you would know. It depends a little bit upon what the situation is. The shirt shopping, for example. I would love to have like log onto a site and just know that all these shirts will fit me and I have like 10 choices. So in that case, I would want less options. I will even like pay a little more to save the time and the like annoyance of all that stuff. Different XL means a different thing with a different brand for that. So I'd say probably less options, but I'll also be annoyed if I don't have enough options. So if there was a more specific situation there, I could probably answer better. But if I had to answer it at a general level, I'd say less options. I think I'd be happier for sure. Yeah, that pink one, right? You're talking about the shirt I wore for Live at Lunch, yes. We scanned my closet for Live at Lunch, and I wanted to wear something pink because we were doing a Valentine's Day show. And I had one pink shirt, great shirt, way too big. So I wore it, and I said, it's way too big. If you were to move to another city in the U.S., where would you move and why? I mean, I played this game before, and I moved to Charleston. And now that I'm in Charleston, kind of setting up here, there wouldn't really be a appropriate why for whatever I would choose for the answer to this question. But I would say, if I just got to answer real quick, I don't want to pick something in California. For some reason in my head, Nashville is popping up. I don't know why, but since I have to do a quick answer, I would say Nashville. Good southern weather.
Probably better for shipping because it's kind of more...
It's central for shipping, which is a good point. Actually, FedEx's main hub is in Tennessee. And a lot of people are moving there like from LA because like just the rules are more reasonable. So Nashville. Nashville's my answer. And it's a cool enough city where people kind of want to come visit you. It's not the middle of nowhere. So I'd say Nashville. What's the biggest statement you ever made?
Yeah.
What do you mean? The biggest statement I ever made was, I'm going to start a stupid Instagram live show where I get drunk on Instagram. That's the biggest statement I ever made. Would you ever run for office? My immediate answer would be no, because it doesn't pay a lot. Like, I respect people who are rich, successful, older in life, already accomplished a lot in their life, and then they, like, I want to kind of do something for the world. It's not about the money. It's not about my career. It's like, I want to do something. Politics is a nasty game. Most of the people that are in it are trying to climb up for power and, like, no, I don't think I'd ever run for office. Now, if every single person, like, begged me or something, like, maybe, and that's kind of what you want to run for office. You want to say, no, I wouldn't run for office. And then everyone asks you. But literally, no, I wouldn't. My father-in-law says he doesn't dream. Do you dream and remember? Oh, that might be the winning question, like, so far, because
you have crazy dreams.
I have fucking crazy dreams every single night. And I remember all of them. So, okay, here's my dream last night. And of course, one of the...
Do you have a dream journal?
I do. I do have a doc on my phone where I keep track of them, but I don't do it every night. The hardest thing about dreams... This is live video pause. Why? Why is it paused? I have 12 people.
It's not pausing.
All right, sorry. I don't know why it just paused. But the hardest thing about dreams is that you remember them the second you wake up, and then you instantly forget them. And if you don't say them out loud, you won't remember them. Yeah. And then also, like, I have a dream journal, and I write them down. Sorry, I don't know why I paused. I have a dream journal, and I write them down, but, like, I didn't write down today because I was so tired. Like, you know, I was, like, literally sleeping. So the time I'm recalling it, I have to open up my phone, go to the doc, find it, and then type it. And I've done it a lot. My dream last night was I was with a bunch of my friends from different walks of life. Every time I have friends in my dreams, it's always my friends from high school, when I lived in Chicago, and when I lived in Syracuse. All those people are like a group of friends that are combined. And I was on a cruise ship, and we were trying to have fun. And Justin Bieber was like Justin Bieber has been like in two of my last three dreams. Justin Bieber was like the tour. He was the entertainment for like this excluded, I don't know if it was a cruise or like a place, but everyone that was there for like 5 days. And I was trying to meet Justin Bieber. And then Emmitt Smith, the NFL running back, this is my dream. I went up to him and I was like, Emmitt Smith, what's up, man? Hey, man, did you used to dance like this?
That's so crazy.
And he said, no, man, I'm not from the 70s. I'm from the 90s. Why would I dance like that? And I was like, oh, true. I just figured you were an old guy and you used to dance like this. And that was my dream last night. Sometimes my dreams are epic, like movies where like the cinematography, like the sounds are 3D and the views are 3D and it's very like cinematic. Sometimes they're stupid. I dream every single night.
Don't you take melatonin every night?
I do take melatonin every night.
I think that could help.
I don't know. I have crazy dreams. They're random. And a lot of the times they'll be like something I saw on Instagram right before bed. Like one of Shelby's friends, like her name's Lauren Dunn. I saw her a post right before bed and then like she was in my dream. And like I can usually always break down like why I was just dreaming about that. This one time I was watching the show Criminal Minds and I was watching some other show and it was like a comedy before bed. And then my dream was a crime comedy. And like my whole dream was like a crime comedy. And like I woke up and I was like, that was a funny dream, but also scary. And I was like, oh, I get why I had it. Cause I was watching a crime show and a comedy show before bed. And then my dream like perfectly combined crime and comedy into like a little skit. And now at this point, I didn't write that one down. So I don't remember the details of it. But I dream every single night, like very specifically people, things, and like there's always that random stuff. Like why was Emmitt Smith in my dream?
Yeah, I was about to ask you that.
Emmitt Smith is an NFL running back in the 90s from the Dallas Cowboys.
Hey, wow.
I did not see anything of him. I don't know why he was in my dream. And I went up to him and asked him if he danced like this. I don't know why that was in my dream. I don't know. What question do you always ask people interviewing when you're hiring people? Ellie, I know you said you would like help me with hiring and stuff like that. Honestly, like, I don't think I'm that good at interviewing because like the main thing I try to do in an interview is like make sure that the person understands what the job is. Because like if they don't and they come on their first day and they think it's something different, that's like a fear I have. So I actually spend a lot of the interview just explaining specifically what the job is. I usually ask them like, this one girl I interviewed with recently, she's like, oh, something about my kids, this and this. And I was like, how many kids do you have? And she was like, oh, like, and Shelby said that's like a weird question to ask people, how many kids they have. And I really just was trying to get to know her and make conversation. And she said the word kids.
I guess she felt judged by how many kids she popped
I mean,
out.
she was the one that said kids. But then I need to get
it?
She said, yeah, she answered. She said 5. She was a little surprised that I asked her though.
That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's a lot of kids. I didn't hire her, but not because of that. And then in the last interview I had, I asked the girl, if you had $1 million, what would you do? And I was kind of looking for, like, I would continue to work. I like working. Working is something I do by choice, not just for money. And she gave the right answer. As I hire for, like, higher level jobs, I will take the process more seriously, and I will need some help with that. So maybe you can help me, Allie.
That's a cool question.
If you were a ghost, what location would you want to haunt? 447 Fleming Road, which is where my business is. I see what you're doing, Rachel. LOL. What's more important, doing something you love every day but don't make a lot of money, or doing something that you don't love but make a ton of money? Dude, I would say, I mean, it depends on the person. It depends on the situation. But like, if I had to answer that question in one sentence, I would say a lot of money.
You didn't see mine? I said, what would you do different, crazy-wise, on your wedding day, if you can go back to it?
I wouldn't do much different on my wedding day. I feel like we kind of nailed it. But I would do the thing where I make a ton of money, man. I mean, I like running my business because it makes money, but it's also fulfilling because I'm building something. But like, if you make a ton of money, you just have like more options. And like, if you hate it every day, like maybe eventually you can get out of it and do something you love more. But if you want to be happy, that's the most important thing. And if you can coordinate your happiness and making money together, that's the best case scenario. And if I'm doing something I love every day, like, and I'm not making any money, I mean, but do I have enough for my basic needs? It's a tough question. There's a lot of details to it. A quick answer would be I'd take the one that makes more money. Maybe that's just me. Don't take my advice on that one. What do you consider to be success as an entrepreneur? Revenue. And revenue.
Isn't profits more important?
Like, that is a relevant question.
I didn't know that's a question Shark Tank people say.
No, that's a very relevant question. Like, profits or revenue? I would say revenue is more important almost because, it's not more important, but she said, what do you consider to be a success? And I think revenue shows how much you're doing. Like how And that goes for like revenue-based companies, like a social media platform, like a Twitter who just starts out of the basement, or like an app. That the metric would be users, which eventually you're going to take years to eventually monetize. But like if you're blowing up and getting a bunch of users, you don't worry about money right away. You get some funding to stay alive and you monetize down the road. But if you're selling a product or something that like you're asking for money from your customers, revenue shows how many people you're reaching, how much potential you has. And if you suck at the details, if you suck at, obviously, if you aren't making any profits, you're not going to survive for long. So like if it's 10 years and your revenue's high and your profits could be better, well, they're enough to survive. And then you're reaching more people, you're getting more people in your database. I think the most important success metric as an entrepreneur would be revenue. And that's on like the success level. And also the fact that you just are keep building.
Yeah, a lot of
Is there any popular entrepreneurial advice you disagree with? Everything's in context. Everything's in context. Like some people say you should start like 3 businesses, find out which one you like, and then go with that one. But then I say you're never going to find which one you're the best at because you're half-assed all 3 instead of going all in on one. I mean, follow your passion. I mean, my passion is not monograms necessarily. Like, and if you want to start a business around the Looney Tunes because that's your passion, maybe you shouldn't follow your passion. Maybe you should follow what the market is providing, and that you see this market needs to be served. So you go serve it, even if it's not really your passion. That's why I think for an entrepreneur, the best thing to make as your passion is the growth of your business and your people and the excitement of doing things every day. And then the product is a little less important. You still need to love it for your customers, but follow your passion would be it. I don't necessarily agree with that on a baseline level. Oh my God, good entertainment. In color? Oh, my dreams are always in color, full color. Famous people are always dicks to me in my dreams. Ooh, that's actually deep. So one thing I know about dreams, like, I don't know how far behind I am on here, but
you're pretty behind.
One thing I know about dreams is like it is your subconscious mind running wild. And if you have like a continual, every time I feel unprepared, I have a dream where like I need to put my shoes on and I can't put them on. Like I just can't put them on. And I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, I just had one of those dreams where like I was chasing something and couldn't get it. That means I'm unprepared for like the day ahead and I feel a little scrambled. Like I'm able to analyze that. Rich people always being dicks to you in your dream, that probably means you feel like a little inferior around rich people. I've had dreams where Mark Cuban's come to me and said, like, I want you to run one of my businesses. And I woke up that morning and I was like, this dream was awesome because I know that subconsciously I feel like I deserve to be in the ballpark with these guys. And like, you can't trick your mind into the subconscious mind is your dreams. It's like your thoughts and feelings running wild. That's why I like when it's like a crime and a comedy. It means my subconscious mind's healthy and there's the last thing that was in there was kind of meshing together and like just running wild. So work on your self-worth if that's your case. Emma Smith won Dancing with the Stars.
That's why.
I don't watch Dancing with the Stars.
You must have saw a commercial or
deep
something.
In my subconscious.
Yeah.
I must have seen that on a commercial in the background. Yeah. Or maybe I was scrolling through Twitter and did Emma Smith win Dancing with the Stars recently?
I don't know. He made sense when that person said that.
If Emma Smith won Dancing with the Stars recently, let me know because maybe I saw it on Twitter but didn't see it, but my subconscious mind saw it. Wow. I did not even know consciously that Emma Smith was on Dancing with the Stars, much less that he won. But I had a dream with Emma Smith talking about dancing. That's not a coincidence.
Yeah,
and I'm not lying. I did not know that. Like if you would have done a trivia test to me for $1 million and you said, what reality TV show is Emma Smith on? I never would have got Dancing with the Stars. Wow. Interesting. Would you beat Young and Best? Who would you beat? Who would you beat in basketball? Obama or Bieber?
I said, who would beat you in basketball?
Bieber would have a better chance of beating me. I would kill Obama. He's just older. And like, I've seen him play before.
What if he like puts the Secret Service involved?
Well, then he might win. Give us your thoughts on Kyrie Irving. Dude, one of who Kyrie Irving reminds me of is Robert Griffin Jr., who didn't have a long career in the NFL, but can't handle his own self. And I think Kyrie Irving is like a basket case like in a bad way. Some people are basket cases in a good way, like Kanye. I think Kyrie Irving is like trying to figure out his ego combined with reality, and like he isn't somebody who's good because of his ego. He's somebody who's good because of his skills. There's some people who outperform their skills because they do the right mental activities to themselves, like Michael Jordan, for example. Kyrie Irving is such a skilled and talented basketball player, and I feel like he told himself, like, if I have like this ego like Michael Jordan with my skills, I imagine somebody with the skills and the right ego stuff. But he brought the ego stuff into his life and like fucked it all up.
There's nothing wrong like thinking that way.
Right, but you got to do it the right way.
Yeah.
Like just saying, I'm going to think I'm the best. There's a lot more to that. And he has not done it correctly.
What if he literally was trying to be Jordan's mentality, but like the world doesn't accept that mentality anymore? Because that's what happened in Boston. Well, like, he rubbed everyone the wrong way because he wanted, like, he was on.
That's actually a valid point. Like, it didn't rub over as well, but also they didn't win.
People are softer,
but also they didn't win. Yeah, like people didn't like Jordan, but they said, "Well,
he won the ring at the end, no matter what."
I mean, but he needed his team to win.
Yeah.
So maybe like Kyrie Irving should analyze Jordan a little more, but maybe it is that. Maybe it is that you take the Jordan mentality in the modern age and it rubs people the wrong way. Yeah. That's actually very likely to be the situation. Like different era, different mentalities exceed in different eras. Yeah. And Kyrie Irving's trying to be kind of like the dick talented champion, like
will yourself to win.
And that doesn't work in this era. Plus I mean he's shorter than Jordan. Like I don't know. What does it mean if your teeth fall out?
I think you're talking about like in a dream.
Oh, what does it mean if your teeth fall out in a dream? I don't know, but I've heard about that before. Dude, my teeth have fell out in a dream before.
Oh my God.
I swear to God. I don't know. I feel like it means like you think your physical. I feel like it's an age. I don't know. This is literally me spitting off the fucking riff. I have no idea. But I feel like your teeth falling out in your dream makes you think you're aging. Like, that's what I think it means. And I have no idea. But I remember like this one week I was thinking like about wrinkles on my face. It was just something I was thinking about. And like that, I think that was the week I had a dream about my teeth falling out.
Yeah, it says represents a major life change, lack of self-esteem, fear of getting older, money issues.
Fear of getting older?
Yeah, money issues.
It says that?
Yeah.
Wait, what did you Google?
I just said teeth falling out dream.
And something that came up was aging?
Yeah, it says...
Dude, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Dude, I swear, like, dreams are something that is one of my best categories. Like, I dream every single night. I'm always breaking them down. Shelby doesn't dream a lot. When she does, she'll tell me the dream and I'll break it down, like, why she had it, in a way. And, like, wow, I did not know that. I was just right about that?
Yeah.
Like, and the thing is, like, who knows if that article's right? But wow, that just gave now I think that I have credibility on dreams because of that. Fear of aging. It also said a bunch of other stuff in there.
Yeah.
Which was almost like a horoscope. Like you put enough stuff, one of those things is going to be right. Ever since I was a kid, they've been like that. Rick, I don't know enough about you, but I would love to analyze that more if I knew more about you, about how rich people are always mean to you in your dreams. Are your parents rich? What is your relationship with rich people? The pod is a solid listen for a long trip. Thanks, Meech. I'd be curious to see, with me and Hecker, we're doing a good job and we have built a rapport. And the whole reason I did this, famous people on my podcast, then I brought my non-famous friends on, Brandon and Hecker, and we did it every week. And like, I feel like when people like to listen to a podcast, they like kind of get comfortable with it. And when I have a new entrepreneur every week, it's like whole new thing. So like that comfort level doesn't lie there. So that's why I did it for 10 episodes. And, maybe we'll go, I don't know. I'm just learning. Tasmanian Devil was a huge wild card. Oh, thank you. If you don't know what he's talking about, go back and listen to the podcast.
I think he means in a bad way, though.
Emmett Smith has been on twice. He won in 2006 and came back for the 2012, so not recent. Deep subconscious. Wow. The brain is so fucking tricky, dude. Anxiety, you say? You're talking about... Nope, and non-existent. Dude, I mean, maybe it has to do with like your relationship with money. Like, a common thing is like, and I have not analyzed this on my own. I've only read about this. A common thing is that a lot of people have a negative perception of money. They think money's bad. They think money's bad. Like maybe they see the bad things that rich people do, hypothetically, because most rich people are not bad. And then they think like money's bad. And dude, if you think that, it'll fuck your head up, because you need money to buy clothes and take care of your kids. So like, okay, I need money, but it's bad. That'll fuck your head up. It'll fuck your head up. You should try to get as much money as you can. And then deal with like the question that was asked, like, happiness is the most important thing, but correlate it with the thing that makes money, and never ever feel shame about taking an action that makes you more money. Never. Because that'll fuck your head up if you take shame in it. There's nothing wrong with money. You need money to buy clothes, to take care of things, to be able to help other people. You want to be the biggest philanthropist and charitable person of all time? What do you need? Money. Bill Gates, the most charitable person of all time. They're one of the richest people of all time. If you want to, like, that's how you can justify. Money is not a bad thing. And a lot of people think it's bad, and I think it fucks with your head. Sandra, I dream a lot about being in a strange city without my phone, or my phone is dead. Sometime have my kids with me when they were little. I mean, I think the kids with you when you were little is probably like a point in your life that was meaningful, because like I have my family in Syracuse, and I like left them when I was 12 and I reunited with them. They have been in my dreams a lot. And then I had friends when I lived in Chicago for 3 years, 7th, 8th, and 9th grade. And then I moved away and I left them, and they're not part of my life anymore. And they're in my dreams a lot. So like, I think things that had a good impact on your life that aren't there anymore, show up in your dreams a lot. So that might be the kid element. And as far as and we have to sleep on a porch like we're homeless, and your phone is dead. The phone is dead is interesting. I feel like that's kind of like the same thing as like me not being able to get my shoes on. One I used to have a lot was like, I have to get to class in college or high school, and I have to get to class, and like it's too far away. Like I can't make it to class. Another one I have a lot is I'm like so far behind in the semester, it's too hard to catch up on my grades. I don't even know where my classes are. I feel like it's like, when I have those, when I feel unprepared. So I think like the cell phone thing is like feeling unprepared, and the kids thing is like reminiscing about something that was previously in your life that was positive, that maybe you never got a closing on that you wanted. I don't want to get too deep, but like, and this homeless thing I'm not sure about, but I'll talk about it with you maybe later, like, because I love analyzing that stuff. But the kids when you're young thing is interesting. Like, and then, I don't know, but that's very interesting. What is your opinion on Elon Musk saying all money is useful? All that money is useful for is the allocation of labor. Well, I would say that thank God we have it then. What if you didn't, what if you weren't able to allocate labor? No jobs, no structure to society, no happiness. Like, you need to be able to structure labor. And if that's all it is, then that's a reason for it to exist on its own. Because a society that is socialist has never worked. It's always been a disaster. I think people need something to do, essentially, a purpose. And on a lower level than a deep purpose, something to do every day, an objective. And that's what a job is. A job's structure society. The countries with the highest GDPs have they produce the most products, they have the most employees, the most employed people. They tend to be the best countries. And, you know, you can't measure happiness. But if you could not allocate labor, the whole world would be fucked and destroyed. So if that's all it does, then that's all it needs to do.
He also said what actually matters is making goods and providing services.
That's all that matters. And you need a way to structure that, though. Like, I'm going to make a car, and I'm going to make a thumbtack. They each have different expenses. So you need to charge them for different prices. And then you need to make profits off selling those items so you can pay the people to do them. And yeah, that's all that matters. Like, and if you didn't have a structure to it, if goods and services weren't wanted, then no one would need to make them. And if no one needed to make them, then no one would have any money because they wouldn't have jobs. And the people that have jobs, so you work at a paper company and you need to buy a car. Well, the paper company, that market that it provides, that you make money from, provides you money to go buy a car. And then the fact that you're buying a car is helping the people that work for the car company that help make the cars. And you need a car to get around. What do you do with your car? You go to Disneyland. Disneyland provides the value of entertainment and fun for your family. And then they make money and they're able to hire employees. And that's what economies are. So yes, Elon's right. Elon Musk is right about both those things. All that matters is making goods and services. And the only way to structure that is by having money. And if we didn't have goods and services, you can't have one without the other because you need a way to structure it. So it makes perfect sense. And that's why economies work. Like, that's what economies are. And that's why economies can grow together, because if less people are spending money because they're worried, then they don't spend as much. And then the companies that they would have spent it on, they can't hire employees, so they fire people. And then those employees are worried because they don't have a job, so they stop spending money. And then, like, that's why I think the most important metric in the economy is consumer confidence. Because if people are spending money, then that gives other people jobs, which might allow you to have a job. But if you don't have, so if people have money and don't spend it, that's the worst thing for an economy. It's the worst thing for economy. So the economy works when people are spending money, and people are spending money when they have jobs. And when people have jobs, it makes them have something to do every day. And in order to do that thing, they need a car. And it allows their kids to go to school, and then they come home. It's just the perfect structure is the way we have it. And there's really no other way to do it. I'm going to take a chug.
You had a lot. You had a lot of questions coming at you.
Do you ever dream?
Yeah, I just had 2 dreams recently.
What were they?
One was something about like a time portal. I was going with my family. Then we were at this funeral, and then we came back from the time portal. And
so you were just at a funeral with your family because your aunt passed away.
Yeah,
sorry.
So I think
that was.
I think the meaning was like we're all together as a family, and it's like even though we went through this adventure, it seemed like a vacation.
Do you have any like reoccurring characters?
No,
I feel like family might be common for a lot of people. Like I mentioned family. Sandy mentioned her kids. Like,
I think everyone has a dream that's like the most memorable. Have you ever had one like that?
Like, I don't think that is like the important part of it.
Just have one you remember the most.
I think
I have a dream thing.
I think I think if you're gonna analyze dreams and you have reoccurring people or concepts that reoccur, that is the best way to analyze a dreamer, not a dream. Like the kid who's talking about rich people are always dicks to him in his dreams. That means something. Like, so you want to find like the reoccurring themes, because it's just the subconscious brain like boiling up shit. But if you find the reoccurring theme in there, then you can like be like, that's it. So as far as one dream being epic, like, I don't think that's the most important thing. But I've had some dreams where I just wake up and I tell Shelby, I just had a 7-hour movie. You will never appreciate the craziness of the dream I just had.
You want me to read one of my dreams I wrote?
Yeah. Okay. Go. Quick.
Okay. All right. Multi-level traveling plane. I receive a letter about my future that showed me my house address and now I have a baby. I see my mom on a different level plane, and the plane is about to crash, and it's time to go like into another time period. The future is bleak and full of water as a flood has changed the earth.
Okay. Is this a different dream than your other dream about time travel? Because that's 2 dreams with time travel.
Yeah, no. I just realized.
Dude, all right.
Yeah.
Here's my analyzation. Time travel is a reoccurring theme in your dreams.
Because I think I look back too much?
No, I think it's because you have a disillusioned relationship with like patience. Like you said, you want things to come fast, right? Like when you're talking about losing weight, you have a good day and then you get back into habits. Like you said before to me that you have trouble with like kind of discipline and like having consistency. You want the thing that you want right away. You want to lose 50 pounds in a day, but you're annoyed that that it actually takes a sustained energy. And like, you want to be rich and successful and have your own big podcast fast. Like, you want things fast. And I think that you've struggled with your relationship between, even today you said, I know I can lose the weight, but like, I gotta do, like, so there's something about your relationship with the time it takes for real things to be accomplished.
I know what it is. I don't think it's I want things fast. I have a problem with, once I achieve that goal, what's the purpose of it? Did it make me better? And so I have this relationship, like, I put all this work in, what does it get me in the end?
But if you had a time machine...
So I want the time machine to see what would it get me.
Like, I think it's about your relationship with how long things that are worth having take to do. Because you don't know if it's worth it or not. So you wish you just had a time... It's about the relationship between you and patience and the effort it takes to accomplish things. And that is what the time machine represents in your head.
Yeah.
All right. What's your opinion on studying saying lockdowns don't actually work, conveniently surfacing a week before inauguration? Dude, I mean, I thought the coronavirus was political in a way that mail-in ballots absolutely helped Democrats. But you know what? A lot of these same policies, the people have stuck with after Trump lost. So, like, I just think politicians need this feeling to, like, protect people, and they just take the most extreme option. So I don't, and then if you want to be a conspiracy theorist, you can, like, be like, they said this right before inauguration. Like, more people voted this year at the polls because it was a beautiful weather day. And in mail-in ballot, it was the highest voting ever. So I don't buy the conspiracy of it. I just think that certain politicians take the route that is illogical but protects the most people. Because if one person dies, that was on their watch. So I don't have any conspiracies about it being just like, I don't think it's a weird coincidence. I don't. Damn, bro. How much you have to drink, bro? Goddamn.
Who said that?
Why do you think we dream in metaphor? Because we don't always.
Because your brain can't give you the answer in the dream.
Because your brain doesn't understand why. It's deep. It's deep. Like, your subconscious mind isn't concrete. That's the opposite of what it is. Like, literally, the first part of your brain is concrete. The last part of your brain is not concrete. And, like, you can't change the back part of your brain in 1 second. You have to, over time, convince the back part of your brain, your subconscious. It doesn't have a tool to explain things. That's why. It doesn't have the ability to take a feeling and explain what it means in real words. The subconscious mind is a cesspool of emotion and images, and that's why they kind of... Metaphor is a word that the subconscious mind doesn't understand. Metaphor is a word that the conscious mind uses to explain the craziness of something that kind of relates. The subconscious mind doesn't have any logic. It's just raw passion and feeling. So when you dream in the subconscious mind and then you say it in words when you wake up, it's like a metaphor. But it's not really even a metaphor. It's just your subconscious brain running wild with no explanation for what it's doing. And that's why a lot of them seem to be metaphors when you try to explain them in awakened terms. I do. King Kong, about 3 times in my life that King Kong was in my bathroom window and I reprimanded him on not destroying it. Dude, I swear, like, I saw something about, like, a big thing being in a small space in a dream before. The city and King Kong listened to me, so I was the hero. That's awesome. I swear, I don't know how to analyze that King Kong one, but I swear I saw something on Dream Research before about, like, a big thing in, like, a little space. And the fact that you said a very big thing, King Kong, in a bathroom, very small. You mind Googling that real quick? Big thing, small space, dream.
That might turn into something.
Google says time travel dreams mean you wish you walk away from the realities of your life. That's not too far off from what I said as far as, like, I want to go see what this is like, and go see what this is like, and go see what this is like. And I don't know if that's going to be the good thing, but I just want to find out fast. Why would I spend a lot of time figuring it out? The thing about analyzing dreams is, like, you read that spiders mean this. you can't take any analyzation too seriously. It's too complex. But that's not too far off from what I said about Brandon's dream. Have you dreamed about being a kid? Have you dreamed about having a kid? I haven't. I know I have not. Did anything pop up? If nothing popped up, then nothing popped up.
I just got to the point where like if you dream of gigantic things. I'm just trying.
What does it say about giants?
Like,
and the other thing about dreams is
you
like
may feel small, insignificant, unable to fully overcome any obstacle in your life.
Small and significant, but then
things are insurmountable.
But then in her dream, she was the hero. Yeah, like the other thing that is a mistake with dreams is to have a dream, Google what it means, and then read some stuff, and then assume that whatever it says is what it meant.
Yeah.
Like that's a big, big mistake because then you're just going to be more confused because there's no right answer to each. And like I just explained about Brandon with the time travel thing, and then Rachel said it was about being a different. What did she say? She said time travel dream was about walking away from the realities. Like,
oh, that's cool.
That's kind of the same thing I said though, in a way. Like, it's kind of the same thing I said. Like, you want to reach a conclusion without putting the work in to see what it's like, because then you want to know if you want like to be there or not. Like, you can break it down in many different ways. I think
putting the work in lead to happiness. That's what.
Yeah, and like, but that also like you just want to. She said it felt like you want to experience different realities. Like, yeah, you want to experience it to know if it's worth it.
Yeah.
Like it's about your relationship with who you could be, and who you are, and like the journey of getting there.
Like kind of the thought process, like I can lose 1 million pounds and be skinny. Would that make me happy in the end?
Like, yes, the journey of the things that could be that take time would be my broad way of doing it. Hello, K-Fab. I just got a text from like someone important that said like, please call me. But
okay,
I think that Shelby's mom, Sandra, is the winner.
She started the whole.
She started this dream conversation, and
you get brownie points with her, your mother.
Stupid Abe just said, "Yo, how should I grow as a person?"
That's how you finish it.
I mean,
you drink and grow rich.
Take responsibility for every single one of your actions. That's the simplest answer. If you ever blame people for stuff, then you're a loser. And I feel like that's how you grow. I'm almost at the point where, like, if I get raped in an alleyway, it's like, it's my fault for being in the alleyway. If it rains, I'm like, it's my fault it rained. Like, just make everything that happens your fault and you'll grow. Like, seriously, just take responsibility. That's like deep. It's a big deal.
You're going to get canceled.
What?
So you're going to get canceled?
If I get canceled, that'd be a huge upgrade from where I'm at. All right. With Sandy, mother-in-law, you are this week's winner of the big prize for Dream Grow Rich.
Is it going to stay the same, $50?
Yeah. I mean, I already put it in the title. Winner gets $50.
So tune in next Friday at 3:30.
Rachel, runner-up. She had some good questions. I feel like she was hunting a little, which is nothing wrong with. Like, just stuff like what's a good question. But it depends what ends up sparking the conversation.
And the dream one did.
The dream one sparked it. And like, oh man, I might it's just so hard to make different things for different people. But
we're going to make another segment where you just talk about
the best thing to do would be, like, with you, I can talk about it because I know you a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, even Shelby's mom, I know her a little bit. If someone just said to me, this is my dream, I need to know about you to be able to help analyze it. But, like, I would love to have that business. Like, you come in, tell me what your dream is. And it's basically a psychologist in a way, which I said recently on the last podcast, it would be one of my dreams to, one, go to therapy because it'd be so fun to sit in a chair and talk about myself. But two, to be a therapist. So, like, because you basically have to, like, talk to people and, like, be, like, connect the dots and then try to figure out where it's coming from and then figure out what they need to do to fix it and then just, like, keep pounding that on them and checking in on them that they're doing that thing to fix that problem. And even if someone understands, oh, I need to do this to fix me, then they got to do it. And that's maybe not a therapist job. A therapist job is to identify it. All right. This has been another incredibly unsuccessful episode of the dumbest show on the entire internet, where sometimes we talk about smart shit. And I love you guys. Peace.